Hi everyone, in this video we're going to go over how to build a website, an e-commerce website, using different platforms. So depending on what features that you're wanting to have, what kind of products you're wanting to sell and how much, it's important you pick a platform that suits you. You can pick for medium to larger businesses, a platform that's really popular is WordPress with the WooCommerce plugin. So with the WordPress and WooCommerce plugin, you can have lots of different products on your site. These can be digital or physical products. The WooCommerce plugin is really flexible in case if you have lots of rules for like product types, product add-ons. If you have different product options, it might be easier to just set up a WordPress website, set up a theme, and just plug the WooCommerce plugin in there and then just fill in all of the product information and details. If you have a lot of complex shipping rules, again, WooCommerce might be the best option as well, because there's a lot of things you can do with WooCommerce shipping. You can set different shipping rules for different shipping locations, things like that. And it's very easy to set up, and very easy to manage your site as well, and manage your stock, things like that. For slightly smaller sites, Wix is also a good option. So Wix have their own Wix stores app that you can add to the site, and essentially similar to WooCommerce, all you need to do is just add every single product. And again, you can add physical products or you can add digital products, and add them really easily to the back end and have them shown on anywhere on like the shop page or on like any other pages, and things like that. It's good for slightly smaller businesses who maybe don't have a lot of products anyway, but you can still add different sort of product options, like what category goes into, pricing, colors, things like that, any sizing, things like that. For both options, so WooCommerce and Wix stores, they're both free. With Wix, your main payments are going to be for the actual Wix hosting. So if you were to go to Wix hosting plans, just through your dashboard, you can see the different plans Wix offers. So you want to make sure it's one of the business and e-commerce plans, as you're going to be accepting payments. And these are essentially the Wix hosting plans that they have specifically for businesses and to accept payments. They're currently on sale, but usually they go for about £27, £20 or £15 a month. Or you can pay sort of yearly or 2 years, things like that. So you're paying for Wix hosting, and you're also going to be paying, for the domain that you have. But to actually use Wix stores on your site, there's no fee. Similar if you wanted to use any payment methods. So Wix payments do take a fee, but you can also use PayPal as well, where they won't take any fees. It'll just be whatever fees that PayPal charge. WordPress WooCommerce is a lot similar. So WooCommerce itself, the plugin, is free to use. If you wanted to sell online, and you'll have access to everything, things like adding digital products, physical products. You can add different shipping zones, full flexibility over shipping. You can add coupons, and you can add order emails, things like that. That's all free. You'll just be paying for mainly WordPress hosting and a domain. And obviously any payment methods that you have, PayPal, Stripe, they all take a fee. So, but WooCommerce as a whole and WooCommerce payments, they don't take any fees. So again, depending on your budget, WooCommerce might be the better option. Wix might be a more affordable option. It's up to you basically to see how much products that you have, how much control that you want, and kind of go from there. But to start with, we'll start with Wix and how to build a sort of a Wix website tailored to you and your products. So the Wix platform does include capability to set up a store on Wix for you to set up all the products and display them for users to see, explore, and then purchase the products directly from your website. This is a good option if you're wanting to obviously sell your products online, but you're not wanting to pay any like third-party fees by displaying them on third-party storefronts, such as Amazon or Etsy. With Wix, it's really easy to set up your store, set up the products on the back end, manage all the stock, categorize your products, and then also accepting payments online. And they use sort of PayPal, Stripe, they can use bank transfer, Apple Pay, things like that. So Wix do support the modern sort of payment methods that people would like to use when buying on your site. And in terms of designing the page and your store pages, it's really easy with Wix elements and widgets for you to just drag on different store widgets and design the page exactly how you want it. And they also have lots of templates as well that you can use to help design your Wix e-commerce website. So the first thing that you want to do, open up the site with your editor, and we can start adding the store app onto the site. So once your site is opened in edit mode, what you want to do is come into the left side here and look for the add apps icon. So it's this one over here, and you want to add the Wix stores app. So you can either look in the app market just down here. It should be under Wix Business Solutions. If not, if you can't find it there, then you just want to type it into the search bar here and then just type in Wix stores. But you're looking for this one here by called Wix stores. So it's already installed here, but if it's not installed, you just want to click the install button. And then what that does is it'll add a new section, new pages on your site, the store pages. So you've got your product page, shop page, cart page, and thank you page, and these are all pages that are needed to display your products and also ensure that your customer has a good online user journey from your home page to the products pages, right down to the checkout. And the other thing you'll notice is if you go into the add elements section, is if you scroll down, you can see there's now a new tab for store, and it'll show you all the widgets that are related to the store. And if you wanted to add things like product galleries, you can add them as a grid or a slider, product widgets, and you can add currency converters and things like that. So it's really easy, just like any other element. It's really easy to just then click and drag them onto your page, so you can design it exactly how you want it. And then the other thing that you'll see is in the sections, in the add sections, is you can see new templates as well. So there's a new tab for store, and it'll show you customized sort of templates for actual sections instead of widgets. So you can have a full-on section just added into your site instead of you having to build it yourself. Just like any other sections that Wix designs for you, they do the same for the store as well. So you can see you've got explore the collection, and you can see that it's got listed a few products. When you first install Wix stores, you obviously won't have any products. So what Wix does is it adds placeholder products. These are just sort of fake products that are used just so you can see how the products will look on the front end before you've added any products anyway. So you can see where the image goes, you can see where the price goes, the title, and if you wanted to change things from here, you can. But that's what the placeholder products are for. Before we go into editing sort of the front end, we need to start editing the back end, and i.e. just making sure that we have all the products set up. So what you want to do is just save what you have for now. And then you just want to go into the back end. So if you go back into site and just go into my dashboard. You can see when you come back to the dashboard, you've got a new tab here for store products, orders, and gift cards. So these will appear once you've installed the Wix Stores app, but this is what you'll use to manage your products, all your orders, customers, things like that. So if you click into the Store Products tab, you can see all the subcategories or the subpages for that appear here, but the products tab then is where you'll see all the products that are currently listed on your site, and this kind of gives you an overview as well on how many products you have, what kind of products you have as well, so you can see easily just like their name, what type of product it is, any SKU numbers, the price, inventory, and things like that. So it gives you kind of general overview. And then it also just means that if you ever needed to come in here and change an existing product, you just need to go into products, look for the product that you're wanting to change, and just click into it, and it'll show you all of the product details, and whatever it is that you want to change, you just want to change it from there. So to add a new product, what you want to do is go into the products tab and click add new product, and from there you'll be given an option on if you want a physical product or a digital file. So Wix gives you the option to basically sell two different kinds of products. So physical products being something, you know, tangible, something that you would need to post out or they would need to collect. Things like t-shirts, accessories, food, anything like that, anything where it's a tangible item, you want to make sure that then you add it as a physical product. And the other option then is a digital file. So these are things like images, any video files, PDFs, ebooks, things like that. Things that users, once they buy it, it's something that they download and nothing that needs to be like shipped out or anything. This is really good if you do have maybe like PDFs or ebooks that you want to sell. And what happens is when someone buys the product, instead of you having to manually send that product to them, they get sent the product automatically through an email. So you don't need to worry about sending anything separately. So depending on what kind of file or what kind of product that you want to do, you just need to select that from there. For now we'll do physical product, but I'll show you how to add a digital product as well afterwards. So you click on physical product and then it'll show you sort of like the blank back-end version of the physical product, and you just go through each field and just type in all the product information. So the first thing you want to type in then is the product title. So if you're selling food, if you're selling clothes, things like that, you just type in the name of the product. And this is what users will see on the front end as well as the name of the product. And then the next thing then you want to add is the images, and these are basically the product images. So you want to make sure you pick good images that kind of accurately display what the product is. To do that, you just click on Add Images, and it'll open up the Wix Media Library. With the Wix Media Library, you can upload your own files. You can also use media from Wix. This would be better to use, I guess, if you're setting up new pages and you need some placeholder content. For product images, you want to make sure that you're using images of the actual product itself, just so then users know exactly what they're buying, especially for things like clothes, because they tend to be, the more accurate that they are online, like the photos, the less chance there are for any returns that someone might need to make. And you can add images as you want. Obviously it's good to match as many products as you have, but for Wix, the max images that you can add to each product is about 15. And what you can also do is add videos as well. So if you have a product video that kind of maybe describes the products or shows the products being worn, you can also add that as well. And the next thing that you want to do then is the product information. So these are things like basic information like the woolly hat, the name and the description. So the description will show on the product page itself, and you want to make sure you keep the description as accurate as possible. So if it's a clothing item, then you want to make sure that you're writing about like size, dimensions, material, things like that. Just keep it as accurate as possible to minimize the chance of returns. And then the next thing then you can add is a ribbon. As ribbon text basically, and what that is just a little label that gets added to the product on the product page so that it kind of stands out a bit. So if you have the label as new arrival, then the little label will show up on the product itself and it will say new arrival, or if it's like a sale product or bestseller, something like that, just something to kind of make this specific product stand out and increase your sales for it. But whatever it is, you just need to type in that information here and then just type in the description here. Within the description as well, you can sort of bold and italicize certain text. You can format it with the formatting options here, and you can also change the color of it. Just as a reminder, so on the single product page, you can design that how you want, and that means also when you're adding in the description text, you can set that to any color that you want on the single page on the front end, but you can also change it here if you need to, and then you can also link as well. And the other section then is additional info sections. So basically additional info sections allow you to add other sections to the single product page and kind of highlight those areas. So if you wanted to add another section, for example, delivery methods for this specific products, or how to care for your products, it'll show up in its own section with its own title. So whatever title that you give it, so for example, how to care for your product, that'll show up as a new section on the single product page, and then you would just type in the information, whatever it is, in the description here. And same as the description field above, you can format it in any way you want. You can add links and things like that. And you can add a few more info sections if you wanted to. It's just a bit more information that you can add that kind of stands out from the previous description. The next thing you want to add then is the pricing. And depending on how you're selling this product, this could be done differently. So if this is a product that only has one, that you can only buy in one way, so maybe it's one size, one color, then it'll only have one price. So we'll just set it to whatever price it is. If it's a sale product, you can click on sale, and instead of typing in you can either type in what the sale price is, or you can type in what the discount is. So if it's a 10% discount, it'll automatically calculate the sale price, or you can do a pound discount as well. So depending on what kind of discount it is, you can just type in what the discount amount is, and it'll show up on the site as a discounted item and whatever the discount is. You can also show the price per unit, so that allows customers to see the price based on fixed amounts of it. So if you click on that, they can see how much it would be to buy a certain amount of product, basically. And the other thing then is the cost of goods and the profit margin, and this is more for back-end use. So if you know how much it is to cost, it is costing you to make this product, it'll calculate sort of the profit and margin for you. And again, this is just for back-end use, so this isn't something that your customers will see, but it just means later on, whenever you're doing any kind of reporting features on this, it'll kind of give you an indication of how much profit you're making per item, but your customers won't see this. The other thing with the pricing then is sometimes you can sell a product but it has different size options or different color options or different basically attributes that people can select, and maybe those attributes have different pricing. So Wix allows you to make basically different options for a single product, and then allows you to price them and stock them individually. So for example, say this hat, if it comes in maybe 2 different colors, in black and white, what we need to do then is set the base pricing, and then we need to come down to product options and click add options, and you want to type in what the option name is. So if it's a color option, if it's a size option, if it's a weight option, whatever option it is, you can type in the name. Wix already have size and color sort of set up, but you can also, but if the option isn't either of those, you can just type in your own one. For this example, we'll just use color. And then once you've typed in what the option is, then you need to type in what the actual options are. So we'll say black, and we'll also say white as the color options. If the color options that that is listed in Wix isn't on it, you can also just type in your own color option as well, just by typing in the color option and then clicking the enter sign. This part here, this is useful if you are showing color options, because you can show the option as colors, so it'll show up with the actual colors, and then you can also just give it the exact hex code if you have it, or RGB code if you have it, or you can just have it shown as a list. It won't show the color previews. We'll just leave it to color and then click on add. So now we've got the 3 color options. One thing you can do is connect images to each color option. And this is really useful, I think, for users. So what happens is, when someone sees the 3 different color options and they click on, say, the purple color option, it'll automatically change the main product image to whatever product image that we add. So you would need to obviously add all the product images first. So for this example, we'll just add any image here. And you can see now, so when someone clicks on the purple color option, it'll automatically change to this color that we've, this image that we've seen. So they know exactly what each color would look like, because the image is connected to it. And you can do that. It doesn't have to be just for colors. If you added in like a size option, if you added in a weight option, whatever it is, you can connect images to each option type, and you can connect up to 15. So it's up to you how you want to use that. And the next thing then is you want to manage the pricing and inventory, because obviously sometimes the pricing for one option might be different, and maybe the stock for one option might be different. So you want to make sure that you can manage those individually. So to do that, you just want to click onto the toggle here, manage variants, and you can see the 3 different variants that we have. We have the black, white, and purple. And as you remember, so at the top we set the base pricing. So we'll remove on sale for now. We set the base price as 12. And when we come into manage variants, we need to just add in the price difference. So you don't add what the actual price is, you just add the difference. So for example, if the black hat is £5 more expensive than the base price, then we add 5 as the price difference, and you can see that's automatically changed the black price to 17. If the white option is say £2 less than the base price, then instead of adding in just normally, what you do is type in minus and then 2, and then you can see now that the price for the white variant is £10 because it's taken away 2. If the price of an option is the same as the base price, then you just add no difference, so you just leave it as 0 and it'll just stay the same as the base price. So just to clarify, again, you don't type in the actual amount, the cost of the variant, you just type in the cost difference based on what you've added in the base price here. And the other things you can do then is set their own cost of goods. So if it costs more to make the black one, by placeholder, it'll just automatically take what it actually costs in wherever you type in here. But if not, then you can also just type in the actual cost of goods. But again, that's not going to show on the front end. Customers won't see it, it's just for yourself. And then you can also type in individual SKU numbers. And the other thing you can do is change the status of the items, so whether they're in stock or out of stock. And if you want to be really specific, what you can do is track inventory. So instead of it saying in stock or out of stock, instead of you marking it as in stock or out of stock, you can just click track inventory, and you can actually give individual inventory numbers for each product. So you can add different stock quantities for the product, and you'd know yourself exactly how many of each product is left, and that way people aren't sort of overbuying or buying more than what you have. And it just means then you don't need to come in and keep track of what products are still in stock, what products are out of stock. You can just type in the exact amount, or the exact amount that you have, or the exact amount that you're wanting to sell, and then leave it like that. The other thing then you can do is the shipping weight, and this might not show on to customers, but what it'll do is it'll give a weight to each of the product variants, and it just means then when it comes to delivery, you can charge a different amount for certain products that weigh over certain amounts. So this might not be useful for clothing, but maybe if you're shipping something extremely heavy, if you're shipping furniture, for example, certain furniture might cost more to ship. So what you can do is you can add shipping weights, and then you can set up a rule that says if the product that they're buying weighs over a certain amount, then you can set a different price for that. So to do that, you just need to make sure that you add the shipping weight to the products. If not, if shipping weight isn't something that is going to cause any issues with delivery or anything like that, then you can just leave it blank. It's optional. So the other thing then is the visibility. So this is basically an option to allow you to hide a certain variant from the store. This might be useful if you're wanting to keep the variant on the back end, but maybe that variant isn't ready to be displayed yet, or you're not wanting to sell it yet. Instead of just removing the variant entirely, you can just hide the visibility. And that means then you don't have to remove the variant completely, you can just hide it, and then when you're ready to display it in stores again, you would just uncheck that to show the variant in store. Once you're happy with that, you just click apply, and that's essentially the product options set up here. To go back one, you can add something called custom text. So this will be good for products where you're offering some kind of customization. So for example, say for this hat, for example, if it's an option for people to maybe embroider their names onto it, you can offer that. You would obviously need to know what it is that you're adding onto the hat. So what you can do is you can add custom text field. and you can type in the name of it. So what name would you like on the hat? You give it a prompt basically, so people know what to type. And you can give it a character limit as well if you know how much space there is to write. That way people aren't adding in a completely long name or anything like that. And you can set it as a mandatory field. So if you know that this is a product that has customizations like that, you can make this a mandatory field so they can't place an order without typing in something in the field. If it's an option, then you would just uncheck that. This is useful if you are adding sort of customization options to your product, because it means they can do it while they're making an order and you don't have to chase up via email if they don't. And you can add sort of different kind of text fields if you want. I think there's a limit of 2, so you can have two customizations for each product that you have. The next thing then is pre-order. So this is just allowing whether or not you want to allow your customers to buy this product before it's released or when it's out of stock. This can be good for really popular items that maybe go in stock quickly or out of stock quickly, but you know you can get them back in, so it allows them to kind of pre-order. You would just switch that on and then fill in the details below. So there's a message that shows up, so tell customers when this product will be shipped or delivered. So this is essentially what the preview is for now. This product is currently in stock. It will be available for pre-order if it goes out of stock. And then you can set a pre-order limit as well. So if you're not wanting more than 50 people to pre-order the product, then you can just set that limit to 50. And if not, you just untoggle that and just leave pre-order the way it is. The other thing you can do is set up a subscription. So this will be good for products that maybe people will buy on like a monthly basis. Things like subscription box, where every month they get like a box of food or a box of clothes items, things like that. And you can set up a subscription, and that'll take payment from your customers on a monthly basis, or any kind of recurring basis that they can manage within their account. If you wanted to do that, you would just click on the create a subscription product, and then you would just give a subscription info. So for example, if you do say have the month, and you can give it a tagline, so subscribe and save 15%, or any kind of tagline that it is. And then this is where you fill in the actual subscription details. So maybe if it's a monthly product, you do repeats once every month. If it's a bi-monthly product, then twice every month. If it's once a year, 2 years, things like that. And when it expires, so maybe it's something that expires after a certain number of times, so a certain number of billing cycles, or if it's something that doesn't expire until someone were to cancel their account. And things like that. And then you can also add a discount, so you can offer a discount on the regular product price for customers who purchase this product. So basically, if you say maybe a 5% discount, it just means then people can enjoy this product. Either they can buy this product as a one-off, or they can set up a subscription and then get a discount if they were to add it as a subscription. So again, this will be good for kind of subscription boxes for like food or clothes, coffee, things like that. And then you can choose if you want to offer this product as a whole as subscription only, or if they can buy a subscription or as a one-time purchase. So there's a lot of flexibility there. And if you don't want that, then you can just fully just delete the subscription and just leave this as a one-off product. And the other thing that you want to do then is these two boxes here. So this checkbox, show in online store. This is good if you're wanting to set up a product that's not ready to be purchased yet, so you don't want it to be shown on the site, but you don't want to delete the product or manually have to add everything all over again. You can just have the product with all the information ready, and then once you're actually ready, all the information ready, uncheck that, and then once it's actually ready, then click on show in inline store. That way you can have the product details all ready, and then once the product itself is actually ready to be purchased, you would just click on a few buttons. You just click on show in inline store, and then it's ready for users to display. So it allows you to kind of prepare the product at least without having users see it before it's actually ready to be paid for. The next thing then is categories. So you can organize your products into different categories. Wix also call these collections, in case you're not seeing that. But what that means is you can set up different pages. So you can have a page for clothing, a page for ebooks, a page for food, whatever it is that you're selling, and then display those pages on your website so people can navigate your website a little bit better. If they're going onto your website and they know they just want to look at clothing, they can just go on the clothing page and it'll just show products that are associated with the clothing category. It also means on the shop page you can add different filters to allow users to see and explore your products a lot more easily, because they can filter by different categories. So these are categories I've already added. If there's a category that's yet to be added that you need to add, you just need to click on create category and then just type in the name of the category. Whatever it is, you just type in the name of the category and just click yes, and then just assign the product to that category. You can assign a product to more than one category, so if it's clothing and winter wear, if it's also part of accessories, you can. It depends on where you want that product to show on your website. And then you want to make sure then that you're adding the SEO settings as well. So if you click on edit SEO settings, so you might need to save first, so we'll just save this product. And click, if you've been taken back to dashboard, just click back into the product that you were just working on. And you can see, so edit SEO settings. And it'll show you the SEO settings currently for this page, for this product. So this is the preview on Google. This is what Google will see if the product comes in your search results. So you've got the name of the product and the name of the site. URL slug is fine. It usually just takes the product your name as a URL, and then you have the title tag, which is the name of the product and the site. What you can do then is, if you wanted to add maybe the location of your business, you can. That's good for Google as well, so then they know exactly where you're based, and it just means then if people who are also based here are more likely to find your product then. You can add basically to that as well. And then the next thing then is the meta description. So right now the meta description is blank, but you can add the name of the description of the product as the meta description. So really kind of describe this product and maybe your site a little, and that way people know once it's on the Google search results, people can see what this product is about without clicking onto it, and whether or not it's something that they're looking for. And it also means Google knows exactly what this product is about as well. And then you can click on the social share tab and see how it looks on social media, and things like that. So once you're done with the social, with the SEO settings, you can just click save. Other things you can do is the fulfilled by section. So this is if you're connecting it to a third-party fulfillment service. If not, it'll just mark yourself as the fulfilled by, so self-fulfilled. And the other thing you can do is type in the brand name. So if it's a branded product that you're selling, you can type in the brand name, and that might help your SEO visibility a little bit on site engines. If people are searching for a particular brand, then your site knows that that your website does have products that have that particular brand, so you can add that there. And yeah, so that's the product setup, and you just want to click save to save all your changes. So that's how you add a physical product. If you wanted to add a digital file, it's very similar to physical, so you want to click on new product and then click on digital file, and just fill in the basic information that Wix kind of asks for. So for example, name of the product. So and this can be anything. If it's a video file, if it's a PDF file, anything like that, you just want to type in the name of the product, and then you want to click on upload file. So you can do an image file if it's a particular image that people are looking for, an audio file. This can be in the form of MP3, WAV file. You can see at the bottom, you can see what file formats are supported. With images, it's JPEG, PNG, and GIF. And then you've got the document files as well. If it's a PDF or a PowerPoint or a doc, you can see at the bottom what formats are supported, and you can also upload a zip file. This would be good then if it's like a video file, for example, you can put it in a zip file and upload that. In this example, we'll just do the image file or the document file. So if I click on document, it'll look for the files that are already on my computer, or I can upload new files as well. I have a document uploaded already, so you'll just click add to product and you can see the file is here. So customers will receive links to download their products in the thank you page along with an email. So they can check their file in the email, and they can also email and log in to the Wix membership section and find their file there. And same as before, you would type in the product info. Things like the name, you can add a ribbon as well, you can add a description, you can add images and videos as well to each of them. Maybe, so for example, in this case it's a recipe, so maybe you'll add images of the final result, things like that. And you can add additional info sections as well. And then you would add the pricing as normal. Unlike the previous, unlike adding a physical product, you don't get the option of product variants because it's not usually needed for digital files. So you just have the normal base file, and then you can have the on sale if it's a sale item, and the cost of goods as well. Similar to the physical products, the users aren't going to see the cost of goods. The next thing then is the track inventory and shipping. So for digital files, it's just inventory, as there's no shipping with the digital files. Again, they'll get emailed the digital file link once they've purchased it. So it's just inventory, and you can either set it as in stock or out of stock, or you can give it a direct inventory. This can be good then if you're wanting to run maybe a promotion that says first 50 customers get this product as a digital file. But again, because it is a digital file, then usually inventory isn't something that's applicable for this one. And again, you can choose to show it in online store if it's ready to be purchased, or if not, then uncheck it. And you can add different categories to it as well, whichever one that you want, and you can create categories. The SEO settings are the same, so you just click on SEO settings to add the meta description and the title tag, things like that. And that's really it. So a few differences, but more or less the same thing, and a lot less to do with the digital files. You just need to upload the main file and add in any basic descriptions and just save. So as you can see, you've got all the products here, and what you can do then is from the dashboard itself, you can hide it from the online store if it's not ready, or you can go into each product. And you can also duplicate existing products. So if there's a product that have very similar, has a very similar product description, things like that, you can duplicate the existing product and then just just edit the duplicate so that it's a different name. It might save some time that way, and sometimes you just have to add in the new product as it is. Sometimes you might have a few products where you need to edit, but it might take too long to go into each product and edit it, What might be easier is if you were to export this product as an Excel sheet, and then you can edit. So for example, if you know the names of the products need to change, if you know the price variant and things like that, all of that need to change, you can edit that on an Excel sheet and then re-upload that Excel sheet. So for example, say I want to change the names of these products, but it's too much hassle to click into each of these products. It's quicker if I just seen it on a sheet and then just change it there. What I can do is go into the products, make sure all the products that I want to edit is here, and then where it says more actions, what you want to do is click on export, and you want to select all and click export. This will export all of your products as an Excel sheet that I can then open on Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel, whatever Excel sheet that you're using, and it exports as a CSV file, and then I can now open that on my computer. So you can see now I've opened the sheet on my computer, and you can see the different fields that I've had to fill in. So the field name, description, collection, SKU, all of that is information that are on the Excel. We just have to then change the description. So for example, the names of the products, I can, instead of going into each product manually one by one on the Wix dashboard, I can just go into the name column here and just click on each individual product that I know I need to change. I can do the same thing with the description. So if I have all the product names here, I can just easily add in a description for each of them. And you can do the same thing with a few different products fields as well. So like you can add the SKU or change the SKU for certain products. You can change the ribbon or add ribbons, and then you can change the base price on all of them. What you want to make sure is that when you're changing the pricing, that you're changing it as a surcharge. So instead of changing the base price, you're changing the surcharge. So whether that's a surcharge of 5, -2, whatever it is, you're changing it here, or you can change the base price. You can change the inventory and things like that. So, but one thing that you need to make sure that you don't do is change the handle ID. If you were to change the handle ID of a certain product, it doesn't mean it'll change that product. What it'll do is it'll actually create a new product with that ID. So you can change everything else, but just not change the handle ID, because that'll either it'll just create a new product. But once you're happy with everything, what you need to do then is just go into File and Download, and make sure you download it as a CSV again. Wix won't accept any other format. So once it's downloaded as a CSV, you can then go back to your Wix dashboard. You can see here, and then under More Actions, then instead of Export, you're going to click Import. And it'll open up the Wix importer. So what you want to do is go into upload your products. So you want to click upload CSV file, and it'll open up the CSV files that you have currently on your computer, and you just want to click on the new one that you've just edited and click on open, and then click continue. And what it'll do is it'll check your file and just make sure you have everything. If there's any issues, it'll come up here in red that there's an issue with a certain product, and it'll tell you what column, what cell is throwing the issue. And if you've added any new products, it'll show you the new products, existing products, things like that, and then it'll import. So it'll import all those products all over again and replace the information with whatever you've done on the Excel sheet. Now that you have the products all set up, the other tabs that come with the store products are the inventory tabs. So in this tab here, you can really see what products you have in store and change the inventory if you need to. You can also edit the product info from there, but you can get a sort of brief on what inventory is left in your products just with the inventory tab. And then you have the category section here, and this used to be called collections. So if on your end you're seeing collections, it's the same thing, collections and categories. But this is essentially the list of all the categories that are currently set up on your site, and you can see exactly how many products are assigned to each category. And you can also see in some of the categories you have the capacity to add a photo. So if you click into one of the categories, you can get into the category page and you can see exactly what products are in that category. You can also add products directly from here and add any categories to this category as well. And then you can give the category name, and then you can add the category image. This image isn't shown anywhere on the site. This image is just there for whenever you go onto the categories page. You can sort of see the categories easier, especially if you have lots of categories. Instead of having to look and read what each category is, you can just look at the photo and can tell which category it is. So it just makes it easier to navigate basically between all the categories that you may have. You can make new categories from this page as well. Just give it the category name, add the products, add the category name here, and then add an image if it's easier. The next thing then is the orders tab. So within this tab, you can see all the orders that are on that you already have. So these are like completed orders, orders in progress, or orders that have been returned, orders that have failed, things like that. You can always set up an order in here. And these are basically the new tabs basically that you have. The other thing that you need to set up then are the payments and delivery. So to set up payments, you want to go into settings, and you want to just click on you want to click on the accept payments tab. So you can see when you go into accept payments, there's different sort of payment methods that you have. So you can have Wix payments, and this is basically a payment method that allows you to accept card payments, and these are the available cards that you have, and it also allows you to accept Apple Pay. So what you want to do is, once you've connected, you need to click manage, and you need to select which payment types that you want to use with Wix payments. So you have credit and debit cards, and these are the credit and debit cards that are available for people to use. And then what you want to do is complete your setup. So this is just filling in some account details, and these are details like your business information and your account information as well. So you want to select the right business type that you have, fill in any of personal information. You need to upload some photo ID and enter the address of your business, or you can use your home address if you don't have a business address currently, and just to fill in a few more information about the business, and then finally upload your bank account details. You may need to upload some bank statements as well. Once you have all of these filled in, then you just want to submit it, and then Wix will take some time to verify your information, verify your IDs and things like that. This shouldn't take too much time, possibly within a day, but if there are any issues, make sure to use the help icon at the bottom to see if there's any issues with verifying your account information. What you can also do is fill in as much as you can and save it as a draft and come back to it later if you realize you need more time to set up your payments. But once the payments have been set up and you've been accepted, then you want to just click on which payment method that you want by switching on this toggle. So because we don't have the correct plan at the moment, it won't let us, but essentially once you have the correct plan, then you can set up your payment methods. The next thing that you can set up is the PayPal. So PayPal can be used to accept payment methods, and all you need to do is click on to manage or accept, and then just enter the email address that you're using, and then click on accepting payments toggle. And then what it'll do is that it'll then ask you to sign into your PayPal account, and then you'll use that to kind of connect your PayPal to your Wix. Using PayPal on your Wix site, Wix won't take any additional fees. You can see here. Obviously PayPal will take their own fees, so just to be aware of that. So the fees you are paying is to PayPal and not Wix. Wix won't take up any fees if you were to use Wix as a payment method. However, if you were to use Wix payment method, Wix do take a fee from about 1.9% and 20p per transaction, and then for Apple Pay it's 1.9% and also 20p per transaction. So just to be aware of the payment fees. You won't need to pay any fees for PayPal, and you can just use PayPal if you decide not to use the Wix payments. But just to make you aware of what the fees are involved. The other thing you can do is accept manual payments. So this allows you to accept cash, check, or other forms of payment. The way this would work is you would select what kind of payment it is, maybe cash payment, offline payment, cash on delivery, and then you would need to add in instructions as to how people can pay, and this will show up in the checkout. So for example, if it's cash on delivery, you would add instructions saying please hand the cash in an envelope to our driver. If it's cash payment, then maybe it's please have your payment ready for collection, things like that. Offline payment, if you have another means of getting customers to pay, then you can just add in the instructions and select offline payment. It's worth noting that if you do manual payment type, it means people are able to buy products off your website, but they don't need to pay. So for example, if you have a hat that you're selling and there's only like one left in stock, someone can still buy that, but they haven't actually paid for it yet. They will need to pay manually, whether that's on delivery, in person, things like that. So just to make you aware of that, you don't have to have manual payments on your site if you don't want to. There's more payment options. If you click on see more payment options, you can see a lot of other payment gateways that Wix provide, and you would just need to connect and go through step by step what it is that they're asking for and be able to connect to those payment methods. So that's the payments set up. The next thing then you want to set up is the shipping and fulfillment. This is essentially shipping and delivery. So what you want to do is that firstly go into settings and then go into shipping and delivery. And then what you want to do is add shipping regions. So regions being essentially the areas that you're willing to ship to. And you want to group the regions that have the same rules. So for example, maybe you ship to the United Kingdom. That includes Northern Ireland, England, Scotland and Wales. And they all have the same shipping rules. Or maybe you have 2 regions. So maybe England, Wales and Scotland have the same shipping rules, however, shipping to Northern Ireland might have different shipping rules, so you can set up 2 different regions and name them 2 different things. By default, you've got domestic, but what you can do is click on edit and just change the name. So we've called it domestic, but what you can do is change the name so that it's a bit more accurate. So one could be mainland UK shipping. And then within the region, then you want to add the destinations. So we can add whatever destinations it is. Click save. And then we can make another region. And then just call it Northern Ireland shipping. And then again, add the regions. So you want to add United Kingdom again. And just click edit. So it's already selected Northern Ireland. And if there's another country that also has the same shipping rules for that shipping, then you can add that region as well and maybe just update the name. So now you've got 2 shipping regions. You've got one shipping region for the mainland UK and one shipping region for Northern Ireland and ROI. And what that means is you can set different shipping rules for different regions. And depending on what the customer's delivery address is, they will only see options based on their delivery address and what shipping options you've selected for that. So the shipping rates, there's different ways to set it up. If you want to just straight up offer free shipping for everyone, for every region, no matter what they've bought, then you can just select free shipping and you can give it the name. So free shipping is what they'll see on the checkout, and then you can give it a sort of delivery time, which is optional, but you can just say, delivery estimated within 3 to 5 days or 3 to 5 working days if you know the estimate. And you can give it a rate as well. However, if you've selected free shipping, you won't be able to give it a rate. The rate will always just be 0. If you want to offer paid shipping, then what you want to do is click on the drop down and do flat rate. And this is basically a flat kind of fee that will be added to the end of a customer's order. And it's up to you how much they're being paid. And you can add as many flat rates as you want. So for example, if you wanted a flat rate for, say, standard shipping, and that'll take maybe 4 to 5 working days. That can be, say, a flat rate of $2.99. And then say you wanted to also offer first class shipping. And that can be a delivery time of, say, 1 to 2 working days. And that might be more expensive, so maybe $5.99. And then maybe you want to offer another type of shipping for next day. And that might be another amount. It just means then people have an option of what shipping sections that they want. And obviously if you're able to provide that, then they can select if they want, standard shipping, first class shipping, next day shipping, whatever shipping options that you give them, they'll be able to select which one. And what you can also do is offer free shipping for each of these shipping options if they reach a certain amount. So for example, if you wanted to offer free standard shipping, if a customer spends over, say, £45 in their basket, then they will be able to get free shipping, free standard shipping, depending on how much they've asked for. And you can do the same with all of them. So if you wanted to offer free first class shipping, if someone's paid over, say, £80 worth of goods, then that means then once they've made £80 or over worth of order, then they'll be qualified for free first class shipping. So you can offer shipping that way as well. The other option then is the rate by weight, and this is what we talked about initially when you add weight to the product information, and this might not be relevant for, say, things like the like retail or food or anything like that, but it might be more relevant if you're transporting heavier things, for example, furniture. So if you know certain weights of furniture will cost a lot more to ship, you can factor that into the shipping as well. So for example, once you've added in the weights for all the products, what you can do is, again, same as before, set a standard shipping rate, give it an estimated time, and then you want to give the weight range and the rate for it. So by default, it'll ask for the weight range for weight being from 0 to 1 kg and then 1 kg and up. But say 0 to 45 kg costs you maybe £50 to ship, then 0 to 45 kg, if their total order weighs more than within 45 kg, then they'll need to pay a rate of £50. If it is 45 and up, then you can just set an overall fee. If there's more weight ranges to add in between, so for example 0 to 45, 45 to 55, 55 to 55 and up, then you can add more weights like that, and you can add as many range prices as you need to, as long as you've covered sort of all your bases and you know how much it costs to ship all of these. With the rate, it takes the weight of the entire product order and not just per product. So if they buy in their order a product that's 45 kg and another product that's 10 kg, then in total their weight is 55 kg, and it'll fall into this category here, and they'll need to pay £100, and not a different rate for each different product. And then you can also offer free shipping when a person buys over a certain amount. The other thing you can do is rate by price. So same as the shipping, but it's same as the weight, but it'll take actually someone's order total instead of weight total, and you can give it a price range. So if their order is between £0 and £55, then the shipping rate can be maybe £6.99. If it's 55 and up, then £4.99. And you can offer different rates as well like that. And then what you can also do is rate by product group. So you can set up different payments for different product groups as well. So if a product is in the household items group, then it's a certain amount, and if it's in the outdoor products group, then it's another certain amount as well. So it's up to you how you want to offer that. Wix are really flexible with sort of how you want to offer the shipping and things like that. Another thing you can do is offer local delivery. What that is, it allows you to deliver to your local customers by setting up a hand delivery option, and you can set up a delivery within a specific time frame as well, so like within like 1 to 2 business days or whatever. So what you would need to do is give the area name, so like delivery to South Belfast or whatever it is, and then give it the rate, whatever it is. And then you either set the area by radius, so so you choose an address at the center point of the radius, and then you can choose your business address or other address but that you're delivering from, and then you can set how large your radius is. So if someone is within 7 kilometers of this address, then they qualify for the local delivery. Or you can do it by postcodes. So you can enter complete postcodes, also known as zip codes, and save time by entering sort of partial postcodes with an asterisk. So for example, if you wanted to deliver to areas with the postcode BT9 and anything else, then you can just do BT9 with an asterisk. So anything that starts with BT9 will fall into area and rate, or you can just type in the full postcode as well, whichever one is easier, and then just set the delivery time. And that's it. Once you're done, you can just set the shipping rate, and then you want to make sure you do the same for all of them as well, for all the shipping rates that you have. If someone were to type in a delivery address that doesn't fall into these two areas, then they'll get a message just saying that we don't ship here. So that gets covered as well. Another thing you can do is set up sort of collection only. So if you're not willing to sort of ship out your customers, or you're not ready to ship to customers, but you do want to be able to give customers the option to receive their product, then you can set up pickup. So what that means is if you click on the add pickup option, you can give it the name, so you can say collection. You would type in the address where they need to pick up their order from, and then you'd give up the estimated ready time and also the pickup instructions. So please wait for a notification before picking up your order. Your order confirmation ID will be needed for pickup. Store opening hours are Monday to Friday. And then when will the order be ready? You can give sort of approximate dates. This will be the same rule for whatever region you pick and not for whatever product they buy. So you need to make sure that whatever estimated time that you give will be okay for all the products and not just specific products. But what you can do is you can remove all other types of shipping and then just have pickup, so that way your store is collect in store only. If you're not ready to set up delivery, but you can also do both as well. You can set up shipping, local delivery, and pickup, or you can just offer one of these things or two of these things. That's also an option as well. And then, so that's the shipping and delivery setup, and that's also your payment setup as well. The next thing that you want to do is make sure that all of the store pages are set up. That's on the front end, so making sure that the product page is okay, the shop page is okay, and any other widgets as well. So what you want to do is go back onto your dashboard and click Edit Site. Once you have the site opened in edit mode, you can start editing, for example, the home page to display some of your products. So you've seen earlier we've added a product section, but you can also add product widgets as well. So you can see when you add a product section, it just shows you the products by default in order of recently added. But what you can do is you can also just change what collection is being shown. So for example, if you click into the gallery, this can be a slider or any grid, click into settings, you can see that there's a tab that says which products to display, and you can choose whichever category it is that you want to show. So for example, by default it'll show all the products, but maybe you want to just show the clothing, as you know that the clothing products are something that people would look for on your website, or you're wanting to showcase that a bit more. And now when we click on that, it's only showing products that are associated with that category. So it's up to you how you want to sort of set that up, and then you can also change the title as well. So it says explore the collection. You can change that to say explore our clothing collection and be a bit more specific. So it's a really good way to display products that you're wanting to push more, or display products that you know people are looking for, and things like that, or even display your best sellers. And you can do that with any category. So if you add any category, say featured items or best sellers, you can add any products to that and then display those products as a collection on the homepage or any other page on your website. The other thing you want to make sure of is the Wix shop page, and this page comes with the Wix app, Wix Stores app once you add it. And this is essentially a page where all of your products can be shown. So you can see here I've added all the products. Every time we've added a product, it's automatically added in here by itself. And there's also a section for filters and a section for sorting as well. Around this you can add lots of other things. So I've added a title, I've also added a description. You can also add another section at the bottom, maybe for contact information. The only thing you'll have a little bit of restriction to change is the actual shop display here, but there still are a few things that you can change. So if you click into that and click into settings, you can see that we again can choose if we want to show a specific product or all products. Because this is the shop page, I would recommend keeping it to showing all products, but you can create another page specifically for a category instead if you wanted to do that. If you click on settings, this will kind of help you edit what's being displayed. So by default, I've just got everything being displayed. So product name, price, name and price dividers. That's that little line down here. If we uncheck it, you can see it goes away. Oh. And then you've got the ribbon as well, and that's the ribbon that I was mentioned earlier. So this ribbon here, this one says sale, this one says new, this one says bestseller. These ribbons just kind of help make certain products stand out a little. If you're wanting to maybe push them a bit more or highlight them, adding a ribbon would be a good touch, unless you decide not to add a ribbon in the first place. You can change the hover animation when someone's hovers over one of the images. So you've got swap image, zoom, border, and then you can decide how people can view more products, whether that's using a load more button, using pagination, infinite scroll, things like that. And then you can change the add to cart behavior as well. So the add to cart behavior currently is open mini cart, so it'll open a mini version of the cart. You can also do show success pop-up, so it'll say successfully added to your cart, or it can go directly to the cart page, or you can stay on the shop page. Generally, it's good to kind of let the user know that they've successfully added something to their basket, so I would recommend either one of the first two. If your add to cart button goes directly to the cart page, then it can be quite frustrating for users, as maybe they're not ready to go to the cart page. Maybe they want to stay and explore a bit more. So I would recommend either the show success pop-up or even the open mini cart option as well. And next thing you change is the layout. So you can't change exactly sort of what order things are displayed in, but you can change, for example, the number of columns and rows, the spacing in between the rows and the columns, and things like that, and how the images are resized. So there is a lot of flexibility with how you can change this layout, but it's not as quite drag and drop as some of the other widgets might be. Then you've got the text, so you can change how the text is written. So for example, the button text says buy now, but you can change that to say add. Pre-order text, out of stock text, all these texts can be changed to whatever it is that you're wanting. And then in the design tab is where you can change the colors and the font as well. So for example, the background colors, the paragraph colors, the title colors, you can change that all here by clicking into the little color space and then just changing the colors either through the color wheel or using my colors, things like that. The other thing then is the filters, and this is really important, especially if you have lots of products on your website and you want to make it as easy as possible for users to navigate between each of your products. So filters are a good way to do that. So you can see I've added in all of the categories that we have, and it just means then when they see this big list of products, they can easily go to the filters and say, actually, I'm looking just for clothing, and they can click on clothing and they'll just see the clothing, which is what they want to see. To make sure that all of the categories are added, you need to go into the settings here, click on filters, and then click onto the edit button beside the categories, and you want to make sure every single category is selected. So if we select downloadable and clothing, that'll be removed like that, but you want to make sure that's always selected. When you add a new category, it won't automatically add itself to this list, so you need to make sure that you go into the shop product and then manually click on the correct category in order to show it. The next thing that you want to do is also the sort filter, so you can allow customers to sort the list of products here. They can sort by newest, price low to high, price high to low, name A to Z. It's up to you if you want people to be able to sort by all of this, or maybe you just want them to sort by newest or prices. But again, it's a good feature to have, especially if you have lots of products. People can see, people can navigate between them a little bit easier. The next page you want to make sure that is fully set up is the product page, and this is essentially what each of your products will look like once they're live on your site. So right now it's showing how the product for the cake recipe will show, but it's essentially how all your products will show. So this is where the image will be, this is where the title will be, this is where the price will be, this is where the add to cart to be. And similar to the shop page, you can't change the layout like drag and drop the way you would most Wix layouts, but you can click into the settings and then change what things are displayed and how they're being displayed. So for example, if you want to click into settings, and you've got product page here, and what you want to do is go into, if you click on customize page, it'll take you to the layouts tab, and you can see there's different layouts for this page. So right now I've got spotlight, but you can keep it to the classic layout. You can keep it to the sleek layout, so it puts the image in the middle. You can keep it to this layout here, where it puts the product information on top of the image. It's really up to you. You can go through each of these layouts and see which one you like the look of the most. It'll apply this layout for all of your products, so you want to make sure whichever layout you choose will suit all of the products that you have. And then you can decide even within that if you want to show the thumbnails, if you want to stretch it to full width, things like that. Within the settings, you can show which product information to show. So for example, product price, if you don't want that to show, you can hide that, but I would recommend having that on the product page. Things like SKU, quantity, navigation, info, low stock are all options. You can decide if you need them or not. You might not need, say, navigation, and maybe you don't want the low stock message either, so you can uncheck that, but for sure I would keep product price, maybe even quantity, and you want to keep the button as well. Similar to the shop page, you can change the text, and you can also change the design, colors, and fonts used in the text tab and the design tab. So now that you have your product page set up and you have the shop page set up, you also have the backend settings set up in terms of your payments and fulfillment, and also how to set up all your products. The last thing for you to do then is to choose a Wix payment plan to finally host your site on Wix and connect it to your own custom domain. To do that, you want to go back to the dashboard. And you want to click on compare plans at the top here. And this will take you to the Wix plan. Wix, as you know, has several different plans. So it's separated into the basic website plans, and these are good for sort of basic brochure build kind of sites. Then you've got the business and e-commerce plans, and that's obviously for your e-commerce website. And then you've got enterprise plans. So these are more custom and slightly bigger websites that you will need to sort of speak to Wix for and get you like a custom quote essentially. Because it's an e-commerce site and you're accepting payments online, you want to make sure that you're selecting a business and e-commerce plan. And they've got 3 of them, so they've got the business VIP, unlimited, and basic, and currently they have a sale on, and they do discounts like this all the time, so just keep an eye on that. The main difference between the 3 of these is the storage space. So with the business basic, you get the least amount of storage space, you get about 20 GBs, and then VIP you get about 50 GB. And that just depends on how many products and how much content you have in the site in general. If you have a lot of videos, it's going to take up a lot more storage space. If you realize you actually don't have that much, then maybe you can get away with just having the 20 GB. It's one thing to note that with the plans, they're not like set in stone. So if you decide to go with the business basic with the 20 GB and you realize as you're adding more and more products, actually you do need more storage space, you can upgrade at any time. You're not stuck with the 20 GB. Or if you're if you've been paying for the business unlimited and you realize you're well below the 35 GB and you don't need that much, you can scale back down to the basic plan. So you can upgrade and downgrade your plan as needed. Some people like to use the business basic for now, see how they go, and then upgrade their plan at a later date. With the business unlimited, sometimes if there's an offer, it works out better just to use that until the offer expires. So it's up to you how you want to use it and which plan would kind of suit you. The other thing that you get with the business VIP that you don't get for the other 2 is the priority customer care. So every single Wix plan that you have comes with the option of getting support from Wix. Really easy to submit a ticket and have them either call you back or email you back, whichever that you prefer. And any issues that you're having with Wix, whether that's payment issues, billing issues, account information issues, even issues with editing your site, you can always set up a call with them, submit a ticket anytime, and then they'll get back to you and talk you through how to fix it basically. With the unlimited and the basic, you get the 24/7 customer care, so you can submit a ticket anytime and they will get back to you. With the priority customer care, they'll just get back to you a little bit faster. But again, the 24 customer care is still very good. They'll they tend to not take that long anyway to reply. So I would, even if you end up with one without the priority customer care, you'll still be okay. And there's more features as well. You can see here that Wix come with that you can go through as well and see what comes up with each of the plans. Once you've selected a plan, you just click select and then choose your billing cycle, continue to checkout, and then fill in all of your information to officially purchase the plan. Once you're happy with everything, that'll be your plan connected, and the only other thing you need to do then is connect your domain. And that's it. That's your site ready to live, ready to accept payments, ready to essentially allow customers to buy from your site, whatever it is that you have set up. So now I will go over how to set up an e-commerce website with WordPress. WordPress is a good option if you have a lot of products, and if you want more control over how to style the single product pages and your shop pages. It's also really good if a lot of your products have lots of customizations. And the good thing about WordPress is that even if you're inexperienced and you're not wanting to build everything from scratch, there are good templates out there that are fully functional with e-commerce features for WordPress. And even if you use certain builders, it can still make everything very user-friendly and very front-end for you to work with. So to enable your WordPress website to be used for e-commerce, you want to use the plugin called WooCommerce. It's this website here. So it's WooCommerce is basically a plugin for WordPress, and it's basically for you to turn your WordPress website into an e-commerce website. It's fully customizable, and it's for small to large businesses who want to start selling their products online. The plugin itself is free. It's free to install, and there's even a theme as well that you can buy the same people who developed the plugin. That's also free, and it's designed to work seamlessly with the WooCommerce plugin. And there's also lots of other designs as well. The plugin itself is free. There are additional plugins that you can add, so for certain extensions, things for if you want to add customization options, product add-on options, if you want to set up subscriptions, those are all other plugins. The WooCommerce developers themselves have their own plugins that you can use, but there are also third-party developers that build their own WooCommerce plugins. You might need to be a bit more careful just to make sure that it works seamlessly with the WooCommerce plugin and any other plugins that you may have. But all in all, it's a very good plugin to have. It's rated highly, and there's a lot of forums out there in case you're ever stuck with anything. There's a lot of people that you'll find that will have similar issues or similar experiences, and you'll be able to find a solution that way as well. So once you have the WordPress site set up, the first thing you actually want to do is make sure you have a theme. So by default, I think the theme that it usually applies with is one of the 2023 themes. So what you want to do is click on Add New and actually add a theme that you actually would like on your site, especially for WooCommerce. So what you can do is within the theme section, you can either browse to the popular themes. You can subject by filters. So for example, if you select e-commerce as the filter, you can see a whole bunch of plugins or a whole bunch of themes designed for e-commerce websites. You'll need to double check if it's designed specifically for WooCommerce, but they're essentially designed so that people approach this website and can see all the products displayed in a certain way and things like that. The other option you can do is download the WooCommerce storefront theme. Or even just type in WooCommerce. So this theme here is developed by Automatic, which are the people that developed WooCommerce. So this is designed exactly for WooCommerce websites and to work seamlessly with the WooCommerce plugin. So if you're starting out, and even if you just want to practice around with it, you can just install this plugin. And you can just click install and then just activate. And now that you've got the theme installed, then you just need to go in and customize the theme, add in your logos, add in your store colors. If you go into theme here, So you've got the storefront theme here, and you want to go into site identity and make sure you have the logo, the site icon, and the tagline all set up. To add the logo, you just want to click on select logo and upload the file to your media library. And you just want to select the logo. And then you want to make sure you give it the title. So this would be like the name of the store. And you want to give it the site icon and the tagline. Depending on the theme, it might not show the site title, but the tagline, but it'll always show the site icon. And this is just a small little icon that shows up on browser tabs. And then within this theme as well, you can go and choose sort of header background colors, text colors, things like that. You can select the footer and do any kind of footer changes that you want to introduce. For example, if you go into footer, and you can see all the color options that we have, background colors, typography colors, all of that we can change, and what kind of layout as well. And then you can decide if you want any widgets as well for your below the header, or if you want a sidebar, or if you want any footer widgets as well. But we'll come back to that as well. And just make sure that you publish all your changes and then go back. Now that we have the theme, what we can do now is upload the plugin. So if you go into plugins, what you can do is click add new, and then just look for the WooCommerce plugin. You can just type in WooCommerce directly onto the search bar here, or you can also go to the website automatic and download it from there. It is a free plugin to use, and you want to click install, and you want to click activate. And then you'll get this setup wizard. You can skip the setup wizard if you want to, or you can go through it. The first thing that it'll ask you is for store details. So you'll need to type in the sort of address and admin email and all things like that, just in the store details part. You'd kind of go through each field one by one and make sure that you have everything typed in. And decide if you want to have the MailChimp sign up as well. The next thing it'll ask is what industry you're in. So essentially what your business type. And you just want to select that. And then what kind of products you'll be downloading. So physical and digital products are free options. So essentially if you wanted to sell like actual items, something tangible, things like retail, equipment, tech, things like that, those will fall under physical products. And then the downloads would be for any digital files that you might have, things like ebooks, videos, images, things like that. So you can select those two. They have other options as well. If you wanted to sell either of these product types under subscriptions, that's also an option. If you wanted to sell under memberships, bookings, bundles, things like that, those are options that you can do with WooCommerce. However, they do come at a price, and it would be an extra plugin. In this example, we'll just stick to physical and digital products. And then just click continue. And then you want to set your business details. So how many products do you plan to display? And if you're currently selling elsewhere, or if you're selling on another platform. You can choose to add recommended business features to your site, and then it'll show you the plugins that it'll add, things like WooCommerce payments, shipping and tax, Jetpack. You can read through and see exactly what they're installed. They'll all be free options. In this example, however, we'll just uncheck that and just add the features as we go along. The next thing that I'll ask you for a theme. So we've already done our storefront theme, but you can see there's themes that WooCommerce recommends, and they're split between paid themes, free themes, and you can go through and see which one that you like. We'll just continue with the storefront theme that we have. Okay, so now that we've set it up, if we go, we can see there's a new tab here on the left for WooCommerce, and all the tabs underneath it on the left as well. If you go into the WooCommerce dashboard, you can see there's still some options that we have to set up, and we can go through these one by one. So the first thing that we want to set up then is the products. So the products tab, you can see, is on the left here. So it falls under the WooCommerce menu as well. So we click into products, and you can see we've got the products dashboard. So right now we don't have any products at all. But once we add products, it'll add itself sort of one by one under here. And then all you want to do is click create product. And you can see we've got the product options here. So the way this works is that you just need to go through one by one each field and make sure everything is set up. So the first thing that you want to add is the product name. And this is just the name of the product. This is what the user will see whenever they're browsing through your site. Next thing then you want to do is add the product description, and this is the big kind of description of the product that'll show up on the product page, like the single product page. And this is where you write sort of the bulk information about the product, maybe like what material it's made from, how to care for it, how to use it, things like that. All the product information that you can think of, you would just put it here in the product description. And there's some formatting options here as well, so you can format if you wanted to bold some text, italicize, if you wanted to add headings. If you wanted to align certain text, you can also link certain texts as well and add your own media within that here. I would keep this section media free and just have text, and make sure everything, especially if it's a big chunk of text, make sure everything's separated with headings as well, just to make it really easy and readable for the user. You can type directly into the editor here, or you can copy and paste items as well. If you wanted to add, for example, a heading, you would just click into wherever you need the heading and just add, type in what the heading is, and that way it breaks up the large piece of text a little bit easier. Next thing you want to do then is also make sure, if you want to add any links, is just highlight part of the text that you want linked and then click on insert link and either paste the URL or search the page name if it's an internal link. Moving down then is the product data, and this is the main information where WooCommerce will know about your product essentially. So what you want to do is make sure that go into the drop down and look for what kind of product type it is. The two most common product type used is the simple product and the variable product. So simple products refer to just normal products that you buy as is. So for example, a toy, any kind of product where there's no other options. People will just look at the product and then they buy as is. There's no like additional options that they can pick. And then variable products are products that have different attributes, and they can pick options within that attributes. For example, this is a t-shirt, but maybe this t-shirt comes in different colors and users are free to pick which color that they want, or maybe they come in different sizes and users are free to pick whichever sizes that they want. So they have variations of the product, whereas simple products has no variations. You just buy as is. You can see whenever you click simple product, you get the options, or if it's virtual or if it's downloadable. If it's downloadable products, essentially it's not a product that that requires any shipping, and it's not something tangible. As soon as they buy the product, they get the product immediately via email, and it's something like a file, an ebook, things like that. With the variable products, you don't get that option because it doesn't apply to variable products. For now, we'll set up a simple product first, and then we'll set up a virtual product, or a downloadable product, and then we'll go over how to set up a variable product. So with a simple product, what you want to do is, the first thing you want to do is go into the general tab, and you want to give it a price. And you can see there's two fields, one for regular price and one for sale price. This is pretty useful then if you wanted to add a sale to some of your items, and what you can also do is schedule that sale. So what that means is, if you know that this item is going to go on sale between the 20th and the 27th, then instead of you reminding yourself and making sure that you put it on sale manually on the 20th and then again on the 27th manually take it off. You can instead schedule the sale so that it automatically puts itself on sale between the dates that you give, so you don't need to worry about coming back and changing this prices again. The system will automatically know to put this item on sale for this amount during these dates. And obviously if you don't want that, you can always just remove the sale price, but you need to have the regular price in there as well. The next thing then is the inventory. So the first thing you can do is add an SKU number. This is essentially a unique identifier that'll help you manage the stock. So it's up to you, whatever value that you put in here. This will help you kind of manage group products of similar SKU or the same SKU, and that way you can keep control of the stock a little bit better. But you don't have to add this as well if it's not if that's not something that you plan on using. The other thing then is the manage stock and the stock status. So by default, the way you manage stock, you can either set a product as in stock, out of stock, or on back order. But what you can do is manage stock at a quantity level. So if you click on this checkbox here where it says manage stock, you can actually write exactly how much of the product is left, and then you can decide if you want to allow back order or not. In terms of the stock quantity, this is really good if you know you have a limited amount of stock of a certain product and you want to make sure that people don't buy more than what that product is. That's difficult to do if you don't have the managed stock, and if it's just set it in stock, as people can end up buying over the quantity that you have. So it might be better just to write the exact quantity. Depending on what theme you use, the user may or may not see how much is in stock. You may want the user to be able to see. Maybe it'll encourage them to buy more if they see a low amount. But depending on the theme you use, they might not show the stock quantity. It's mainly for back-end use, so then you know how much stock is left, and the system knows not to sell more than what you've set here, unless you've decided to allow back orders. So if you allow back orders, it means people can still buy the product, and you can but then you'll know that this product is on back order, and whether or not the customer knows that the product was on back order. And the other thing you can do then is a low stock threshold. So what that means is once the quantity of this product hits a certain amount, it'll send an email to the admin email to say, hey, this product is currently at low stock threshold, and they decide that number by whatever you type in here. So once the quantity of the product hits 10, then WooCommerce will send an email to you to let you know that this is now in low stock. So you can decide to choose that if you want to, and then you can decide if you want to limit the purchases to one item per order in this text box here. The next thing then is the shipping. So that's just if you wanted to add a weight to each of the products. This is good for if you have bigger, bulkier products that maybe have a different postage if it weighs a certain amount. If not, you can always leave this blank. You can also give it dimensions as well, but this product won't. But these can show up on the theme. Depending on what theme that you use, they can show up as product information, so you can decide if you want to give dimensions or not. The next thing then is upsells and cross-sells. So these are essentially linked products, and what this does is essentially places products on different parts of your website in order to upsell and cross-sell them. So for example, in the upsell section, upsell products basically means that you will essentially add products to here, and what that means is on the single product page, maybe in the related items section, it'll show the user products that are similar to this but maybe at a higher price point. The point of that is to get users to kind of buy more expensive items from your store. So they'll show similar related items that are similar to this but at a higher price point. Maybe it's better, maybe it has more functionality, things like that. So that's what's known as an upsell, and that'll show on the single product page under related items and things like that. So the way to add an upsell is to just click into the field here and look for the product that you already have. So it's important that you have that product already set up, otherwise you won't find it. So you set up the upsold product first, and then you add it in here under the search for product section, and you can add as many products as you want. Cross-sells is something different, and it's essentially a way it displays products that the users can buy in conjunction to this. So for example, if you're selling computer mices, then what you can do is you can cross-sell mouse pads as well, because those two are products that tend to go together. Essentially, they're not like upsells where it's the same product but better. It's essentially products that kind of go together. So for example, a cross-sell for the graphic t-shirt might be some jeans or a hat, something like that. And this will show on pages like the cart page. So just before they hit the checkout, they can see other products that they might need and kind of entice them to buy it as well. The next thing then is the attributes. So this really is used if you were to add a variable product. So if it's a simple product, you can just skip this part altogether. But then if it's a variable product, if this, for example, this product has attributes and different options for users to select, what you want to do then is add the attributes. So you want to make sure that variable product is selected. And then when it comes to attributes, what you want to do is click on this drop down, make sure custom attribute is added, and you want to click add. And then you want to add the name of the attribute. So things like if it's a size attribute, or if it's, for example, a color attribute. There you go. So you've got the color attribute, and in the values part, you want to add the actual options for that attribute. So for example, if this shirt comes in blue, or if it comes in red, maybe it comes in black. You want to add all of the product options basically, and these are essentially options that users can pick on the product page. And then what you want to do is click on used for variations. So then WooCommerce knows that these are essentially variations for the product, and you want to click Save Attributes. And then you want to click Variations. And this is where you'll add the variation types, and this is also where you'll add the variation prices. Just to note, you can add more than one attribute. So for example, if this is a product that has a color attribute, but maybe it also has a size attribute, what you do is click Add another custom attribute, and then you would add another attribute the same way. So you add the size, the name of the attribute, and then you would add the variable, whatever it is, and make sure that you separate it with this pipe icon here. And then you want to click on Used for Variations and just click Save Attributes. So now we have a color variation and a size variation, and you can keep adding attributes, as many as you need basically. And then you want to click on Variations. Now there's two ways to add variations. You can either add a variation one by one. So if you click on Add Variation and click Go, it adds a blank variation. So one of the variations might be the t-shirt in blue in any size, or maybe in large. And then that's essentially all the product settings for the variations, for this variation specifically. So you can give it its own image, and you can manage its own stock. You can set up if it's a downloadable product, things like that, and you can give it its own pricing and its own dimensions. So it becomes its own product essentially, but still within this product group. If for this product, there's a variation for all attributes, instead of adding the variations one by one, you would click on the drop down, click create variations from all attributes, and then click Go. And you can see there's 9 variations added. And you can see all the variations here. There's the blue and large, blue and medium, blue and small, red and large, red and medium, red and small, black and large, black and medium, and black and small. And then what you can do is you can expand all of these, and all you need to do now is go into each variation and give it its own price, and then do anything else that you need to do. If you need to add its own stock status, if you need to add its own description, if you need to add its own stock price, things like that. Bare minimum, I think, so you would need to add the regular price, and then you would also need to add an image. It'd be really good to add an image for each variation, so that when people click on whatever variation that it is, the featured image will change to their image variation. If, for example, on all of the variations have the same price. So it doesn't matter what size and what color they pick, they're all the same price. What you can do is where it says add in the drop down, you want to go on to set regular prices and then click go. And then here you want to enter a value. So maybe this shirt is $12.99 for all the variations. And what it does is it'll set $12.99 as the regular price. So it just kind of saves a bit of time instead of you having to do one by one. But this, and you can do it for different things. So you can set regular price. You can increase the regular price. If you do that, then you can click go, and then you can enter a value of how much it should increase. We'll say by 60. And now that price is increased by 60. So if there's a change that you need to make that's going to affect all of the variations in the same way, you can see you can set the pricing, you can set the status, all of that in one go instead of having to do it one by one. So it's useful if you have lots of variations, but again, it's only if all of the products are going to be affected in the same way. The next thing that then you can add is the purchase note. So this is essentially a little note that users will get whenever they purchase an item, and whether or not you want to enable reviews. The next thing you can add then is a short description, and this is essentially a tiny description of the product, and depending on what theme you use, this will show on maybe the shop page where it's showing a huge catalog of products, and it'll show a short description so that users can sort of get a preview of what this product is going to be about. So you want to keep it as brief as possible. The next thing then you want to add are the images. So there's two fields for images. There's the main product image, and then there's a product gallery. So you want to set the main image first, and this is the first big image the users will see, and it's also the image that's going to be used on the shop page. You want to click set product image, and then you want to select on whatever image it is. You might need to upload your own media files if you need to. So this is the main image, and then with the product gallery, same thing. You just want to click on products and make sure that you have an image for all the products. And then just click add to gallery. So these are all images now that have been added. The next thing you can add then is the product categories, and this essentially will help you kind of categorize all of your products, and you can also have separate pages for each of your categories, so that way users can sort of easily navigate between your product types. So you can add as many categories as you want. Maybe this is, for example, men's, or you can add a category for t-shirt. What you can also do is add parent categories. So if t-shirt is a category for the men's main category, then you can add it as a subcategory, and you can apply it to both categories. You can apply each product to as many categories as you need to. Then once you're done, all you need to do is publish the product, or you can save it as a draft. Saving it as a draft will just mean then it won't be shown on the front end of the site. It'll just be shown on the back end, so you can come back to it later if you ever want to finish it off later if you need to, or you can publish it immediately. Now that the product is saved, what you can do is actually you can view it on the live site. So if you click on the link here, you can see this is the product page and exactly what the users are going to see. So they can see the main image, they can see the gallery images, and they can see the graphic t-shirt text as well. So we've got the price there, we've got the title, and we've got the short description that we typed in earlier. And here we can see the colors and the sizing, and select how much we can add, and then you can see the categories as well. The main description is here. Any additional information, things like the attributes, they get added here. If you added any weight descriptions, sizing descriptions, it'll be shown in additional information as well. And if you decided to add reviews, then the reviews will show here as well. So this is essentially how it all looks. Again, it'll look different to how other themes will display it, but this is essentially the general for all of them. You'll see the title, price, and description, and any kind of add to cart functionality that you have. If you click on the shop, you can see the default shop page, and this is essentially what the product looks like in this example. So it just shows you the main image, it shows the t-shirt pricing, and then it'll take you a link to the actual product page. So the next thing that you want to do is set up the shipping and also set up payment methods. So if you go back into the dashboard and go into the WooCommerce home, what you want to do is go into settings. So to set up delivery and shipping, once you go into settings, all you need to do is go into shipping, and you want to add all your shipping zones. So shipping zone is a region where a certain set of shipping methods and rates will apply. So this is useful if you have different rates for different areas of the countries that you're delivering to. So for example, if you're delivering to mainland UK, that might be different to if you're shipping to Northern Ireland, because maybe it costs more, things like that. So what you want to do is click into add shipping zone, and you want to add all the areas that you want to ship to. So the first shipping zone, you can give it your own name, and this one we'll call it mainland UK. And you can be a bit more descriptive. And then you want to actually set the region to where this is shipping to. So WooCommerce have their own regions. So if you click on United Kingdom, so this will apply to any delivery postcode that has any delivery address that has a postcode that's within the United Kingdom. And then what you can also do is limit to specific postcodes. So if you want to be a bit more specific, and say for example you're delivering locally, you can select United Kingdom as the main postcode, but then you can limit to certain ones. So if you're delivering locally and the beginning of those postcodes say is BT, you can do BT and then asterisk, so any postcode following that goes BT and then and everything else, then these shipping rules will only apply to those postcodes. If you ever need to do that. So for example, this zone name is mainland UK. However, UK will include the Northern Ireland postcode. So what you want to do is make sure when you add the postcodes, you want to limit, when you add the United Kingdom, you want to limit to postcodes that are in England, Scotland, and Wales. So it won't apply to any, it won't apply these shipping rules that we're about to set up to the Northern Ireland one, because it won't fall under these postcodes. Finally, then the next thing you can add then is the shipping method. So these are essentially the ways in which people can get their product, and it's up to you how you want to add these. So for example, you can add local pickup, free shipping, or flat rate. If you were to click flat rate, what you can do is click on edit, and then so what you can do is give it a title. So you can add as many different flat rates as you want. One flat rate might be for next day delivery. And the cost might be $12.99. And then there might be another flat rate. So we'll add another flat rate and click edit. And this might be for standard delivery. And then that might be a different amount. So now you've got two different flat rates with two different settings. So when someone types in a delivery address with a postcode in one of these regions, then they'll be presented with these two options, either next day delivery or standard delivery. You can also offer free shipping if you click on add shipping here. And then if you click on edit, you need to then select what would need to be required in order to qualify for free shipping. So free shipping requires, you can either do a valid free shipping coupon or a minimum order amount, or you can do a minimum order amount or a coupon, or a minimum order amount and a coupon. So if you were to do a valid free shipping coupon, you can just click on save changes. Then you want to make sure that you've set up a coupon for free shipping, and to do that you go into the coupon section here, and then you want to click create your coupon, and then you want to call it free shipping coupon. You can give it a description as well, but that's more for back-end use. It's not something the customer will ever see. And then you want to give a discount type. If it's just for free shipping, then you don't need to give it a discount tag. You just need to make sure allow free shipping is selected, and then you want to make sure that there's an expiry date if there is one. You can either give in a name, or you can just generate its own coupon code. It's up to you. So essentially, if you go back to the shipping options, now that we have a coupon set up, people can then type in the coupon, and then they'll be given free shipping. If they type in the coupon code and you don't have free shipping as an option, the code will be invalid. So with the free shipping, then you can either do it for the coupon, or you can do it a minimum order amount. So if a customer's basket is totaling a certain amount, then maybe they can get free shipping. So for example, if you set that amount to 50, then a user needs to be purchasing £50 worth of product in order to qualify for free shipping. And you can decide if they get the free shipping before or after they apply any other discount coupons. It's up to you if you want to do that. And then just click save. So now you've got 3 different shipping rules, and these shipping rules only apply to this zone, which is mainland UK, and any postcodes that you want to limit to. It doesn't apply for anywhere else. So for example, if you go back to shipping zones and then click add shipping zone, and we'll call this one Ireland. And you can see now we can set up a whole new bunch of shipping rules for this region. So it's useful if different regions require different amounts for shipping, or maybe some regions don't, have certain shipping. So maybe you can't offer next day delivery or free shipping for a certain amount. So it's useful in that way. And if someone were to order, use a delivery address with the postcode that's not covered in these 2, then they'll just get a message saying no shipping methods offered to this zone. The next thing then is to set up any payment methods. So if you go into this tab here, payments, you can see there's a few payment methods that Wix have. So you've got WooCommerce payments. So this will basically allow you to accept credit cards, debit cards, and other popular payment methods. So all you need to do is click install, and you can see the cards that they'll accept. So you've got Visa, MasterCard, Amex, things like that. So once that's been installed, it'll ask you to finish your setup. So the only thing you would need to do is create your account and provide your business details. So if you click on finish setup, and it's just connecting your WooCommerce account to your store. And now you want to continue with the setup. And it'll ask you to connect all of your account details over. Once your payment method your Wix payment is connected, all you need to do then is go back and see if there's any other payment methods that you want to select. So if you go on all payments, the other option, so you want to make sure that this is enabled first. And the other options then is direct bank transfer, cash on delivery, and things like that. What you can also do is install PayPal and Stripe plugins. So if you click on discover other payment providers, you'll be taken to the extensions store, and you can see there are other payment methods you can do. So Stripe, PayPal payments, things like that, and all these other payment methods as well. So most of these are free to use. Stripe and PayPal would be the most popular ones. So if we go into, for example, PayPal payments, all we need to do is click on free download, and then just download that onto our site. The other thing you can do is add the plugins directly from the plugins directory. So if you click on add new, and then just type in, for example, Stripe, you can see it comes up as an option here, and you want to click on this one here, by the one by WooCommerce, and just install it and then activate. To set up Stripe, all you need to do is go into settings here, and what you want to do is either create or connect an account, or you can enter the account keys. If you click on create or connect an account, it will ask you to sign into your Stripe account. And you just want to type in with your username and password. And you want to select the account that you want to connect your WooCommerce store to. So you can either create a new account or you can select an existing account. And just go through normally everything step by step, what this account will be for, and some business details, things like that. And once the account is connected, you'll be connected successfully and automatically redirected back to WooCommerce. And the only other thing then you need to do is make sure that the webhooks are enabled onto your website. So what you want to do is go into your Stripe account settings. So what you want to do is click on Add Endpoint, and you want to give the endpoint URL, and this is essentially the URL of your website from the one that WooCommerce gave you. So if you go back to the WooCommerce Stripe setup dashboard, just over here, and you can see under webhooks, it's asking you to add the following endpoint. So you want to click on this link and just highlight it. Go back to the Stripe dashboard and click on the endpoint URL and paste it in here. You can give a description of what this webhook endpoint is used for, and it's just for connection of Stripe to WooCommerce. And you want it to listen to events in your account, and then you can either select which events to listen to, and you can select all events, or you can have it just to select when an order is made. So if you go down to orders, when an order is created, or payment intents, things like that. So it's up to you which events this endpoint can listen to. You can select them all if you want to, and then just click Add Events. And then you want to click on scroll to the bottom, and you want to click Add Endpoint. Oh. And you can see the endpoint is now connected. If you go back to the WooCommerce dashboard, you can decide if you want to enable your Stripe in test mode or not, and that way you can sort of test out payments if you need to. The other payment gateway you can add manually is the PayPal plugin. So go back to plugins, click on Add New, and just click on PayPal, or type in PayPal in the search. And you want to look for the one by eCommerce, and just click Install and then Activate. And here you want to go into settings for the PayPal payments, and it's a lot simpler to connect your your PayPal. Once you're in settings, all you need to do is click on securely accept all major debit cards, and then click on activate PayPal, and then it'll just ask you to sign into your PayPal account, and then that's your PayPal connected, and you can start accepting payments with that. And then that's your PayPal's PayPal payment method connected. So now users have a way to either use their debit cards, credit cards, or they can use PayPal. If later on you decide actually you don't need all of the payment methods, what you want to do then is go into the payment sections again and just enable or disable certain payment methods. If you don't want the PayPal, for example, all you need to do is go into payment methods and then just disable it. If you go back into settings and go back to payments. And just make sure PayPal is disabled, or if you want to disable Stripe, you can also just disable it from here. And all your payment method settings will be set up here. The other thing you want to make sure is that everything is set up correctly in terms of the emails. So these are the emails that are currently set up and who they're going to. So the new order, cancelled order, and failed order emails, they go to the admin email that you set up, and everything else goes to customer. Things like new receipt, completed order, processing order, these are all orders that go, or emails that go to the customer, and you can manage all of them. So if you want to edit the email where it says for the customer where it says the order has been completed, what you want to do is click manage, and you can give it a different title, you can give it a different email heading, and you can give it a different content as well. Something like thank you for ordering with us, your order is not complete, any issues let us know. You can just type everything all in here. And you can also decide to disable certain emails as well. If you decide you don't want an email where the customer is told anything about, for like the completed order or any of these emails that you decide you don't need the customer to be sent, you can just click on this little checkbox here. Or you might need to click into it and then just uncheck the checkbox here and then disable that email notification. And then when you go back to the dashboard, if you go back to emails, you can see on the dashboard which emails have been disabled, which are enabled, things like that. Other things you can do with WooCommerce is just in general making sure all the currency is selected correctly, and making sure that the shipping locations are also set up. So you've got selling locations by default set to all countries, but you can sell to specific countries, or you can sell to all countries except for. So it's up to you how you want to set that up, and then obviously set up the main rules in the shipping rules section, and then you can decide if you want to enable the use of coupon codes or not. Within this tab, what you can do is once you have orders filled up, all your orders show up here in this dashboard, so you can see all the orders that you have, and these are all types of orders. So orders that are have been just created, orders that have been processed, orders that have failed or have been completed, they'll all show up here, and they'll all get all the information is there. So who bought the product, what did they buy, what are their billing details, shipping details, things like that. It all gets set up here, and then if you go into coupons, so this is essentially where you have the coupons. You can set up free shipping coupons, or you can set up coupons for discount. If you click into coupons and what they actually do, there's fixed cart discount or there's fixed percentage discount, and you can decide exactly how much discount they're being given. And then you can set restrictions as well. So if the coupon is being restricted for use for certain products, for certain categories, and things like that. The other thing you can set up then are the virtual products. So we set up a physical product, and then there's also downloadable products that you can set up. So with the downloadable products, it's the same thing. So go back to products here, and you want to click add new. And then you want to click, and then you want to fill in this as exactly the same way you filled in the others. So this might be for an ebook. That'll be a downloadable file for people to use, people to get once they purchase it. And same as before, you want to type in all of the details and fill it as normal. And then what you want to do is under simple product is click on downloadable. And you can see there's a new section added. So you have all the other sections like the price, inventory, and shipping, things like that. Although this won't really apply if for downloadable products. But this is the part that's new, and essentially where you would add all the file types. So what you would do is click on add file. And you want to click on, this is a new file, so you want to give it a name. So this will be the name of the actual file. And then you want to give it the file URL. So essentially this is the files that are uploaded to WordPress, and then you want to just either upload the file and select it, or just select the file that you've already uploaded. And this can be any file. You want to make sure that you're using file types that are allowed by your hosting provider and also WordPress. But once you have the file uploaded, you can set a download limit, and you can also set a download expiry. So how many days before a download link expires, or you can leave it blank if there's no expiry. So you want to make sure that you have all the files uploaded. You can add more than one file, so it's up to you if it's like a multiple file thing. And then you just want to save it as draft or publish once you're ready. If you go to your products dashboard, you can see an overview of all the products that you have. So this is including draft products and published products. You can see the dashboard also gives you a good kind of overview for like stock level, price, things like that. You can also toggle these in screen options and decide if you don't want to see the SKU or the tags or the feature or anything like that. You can sort of toggle that and actually see everything that you need to see. Another thing to note, whenever you first download WooCommerce and install and activate it, you do get new pages added to your site. If you click onto pages, you can see these new pages that have been added. So the cart page, checkout, my account, shop, and refund and returns policy, which actually gets set as a draft. So the shop page is the main shop page, and it's what people will use to see a big catalog of all your products. So all the products that are published and not sitting in draft. I mean, if you click on shop page, it'll show a list of all the products, and with some sorting as well. And then you've got the My Account, Checkout, and Cart pages. So these will just show the user's baskets and at checkout and at cart. So for example, if you were to add something to the cart, click Add to Cart. What we can see is when we go to the cart, then this is the cart page, and there's nothing. The only thing you can really style, depending on the theme, again, this might be different theme per theme, but the storefront theme, depending on what you select, the only thing that you can actually edit is the colors being used. So the background color, the link color, the heading color. The actual layout will stay the same. And then if you were to add any cross-sell products, this is the area that it'll go in. If you click on Proceed to Checkout, and this is the checkout page, and again, the only thing you could really edit is the colors that are being used, and that was in the Customize page. But you can see the checkout page, it'll show sort of the billing details, shipping details, and things like that. If you wanted to edit the colors, you can see if we go to shop again and go to view cart, if you go into the theme customizer again, you can see the options that we have. And you can see that I can change the colors. So for example, if we go to WooCommerce and then go into typography, you can see the colors are set here. So we've got the link color set as purple, but if you click on that, you can either type in the hex code or you can use the color picker and pick an actual color, and you can see that it kind of gets changed as well. So you can see you can change certain things, like the link color and the heading color, but you can't change the actual layout. And this is pretty similar for most themes. The actual layout of the cart is going to be the same, but you can add sort of things around it, and you can change the colors as well. The way this page looks on the back end is if you were to go onto the pages again, go into pages, and for example the cart page, you can see it's being added by a shortcode. So you got the WooCommerce cart shortcode. So if this page ever gets deleted, all you need to do is add a new page, give it the page title, and just add the cart shortcode. And that's really it. So once you have all your products set up, your shipping and payment methods set up, and obviously the site looks how you want it, you're kind of ready to sort of accept payments and to make sure that all of the pricing is there, and make sure and start selling your products on e-commerce, on WooCommerce with the WordPress website. Depending on what theme you use, it can be very flexible, but to start off with, the storefront theme is really good for beginners. Everything's laid out nicely in a clear way, and you can change sort of like the branding options as well if you need to.